Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Thank you for joining me today, and today's video is going to be into spirituality and how you guys can do it. Forget about all the aestheticness, all of that. Being spiritual does not mean you have to have crystals or, you know, burn some sage or whatever. Like, no, it's all in you. It's just about tuning into it and bettering yourself and just doing better generally. When you first start, you might feel lonely because, you know, you have no one to talk to about this or whatever, but treat the universe like your best friend. Literally talk to it, literally like just talk to air, and it's always listening. You guys are gonna find parts of yourself you didn't even know needed to be healed, but it is important to heal because you don't want to pass down that trauma you have. None of that. Like, to heal, to become a better person. You don't need to be special or have some type of ability, like none of that. It's crazy. You just need to be ready to hear the truth. First things first, I recommend having a clean space to have a clean mind, meaning all of social media. I feel like that is useless. I still use it, but it is useless. But there's always a balance between both, so there's nothing wrong with it. Okay, so I want you guys first to observe. Be the observer for a few days. Observe how people talk to you, how they look upon you, how they treat you. She wants to join. But yeah, I want you guys to observe your surroundings, like surrounded by negativity. I want you guys to do this to see how you surround yourself, like especially friends and family. If your friends are very toxic, very bad energy, always doing things that just lower your vibration, cut them off. I'm gonna give you guys a warning. I don't want this to scare you guys. Anything bad, even in life, is something good. So just because it's bad, it doesn't mean it's not good. I want to talk about spiritual psychosis. Spiritual psychosis, essentially, it can happen to some people. Not everyone experiences it, but basically means when your antenna opens up way too fast and you kind of lose the grip of the real world, if that makes sense. I'm only telling you guys this not to give you false or bad expectations of your spiritual journey, but I'm saying this because I want you guys to notice early signs of it so you can snap out of it. Some examples might be skipping sleep, thinking you're bigger than the program. When I say you might think that you're bigger than the program, I mean you think you're better than everyone else. That is not the case. I'm just saying you're not bigger than the program. It can happen to anyone. You have to be able to handle light without losing your mind, guys, because you can get very sucked into a hole and you might just go crazy. And that's when they label you as schizophrenic, or, you know, a lot of people might think that you're crazy just because you're into spirituality and stuff. It's just the truth, but it shouldn't matter to you. A really good way to like not go into spiritual psychosis is grounding yourself. And what I mean by that is you can literally just go to the gym. Like, that will literally ground your soul into your body. You would probably not be able to handle high vibe energy if your vessel is weak, so that really helps. And by grounding yourself, I mean you can also literally just go to the park, touch some grass, y'all. Touch some grass. A lot of you guys on your phones all day, every minute of the day. Literally, look at the sun. Be safe though. Don't like blind yourself. What I mean, like, the sun is very good for you. Literally go to the park and hug a tree. Hug a tree. Don't care if anyone else thinks you're crazy. Just hug that tree. Promise it will be very liberating and you will feel much better leaving once you ground yourself. I don't know about you guys, but literally being in nature just makes you feel more free or better. Like, literally, if you're having a shitty day, just go outside, feel the wind, feel the sun, and you'll feel so much better. Like, literally, we're meant to do that, but a lot of us are just stuck inside in our phones doing nothing. So ground yourself. If you guys are wondering, like, hugging a tree, like, what are you talking about? Well, hugging a tree can relieve your emotional stress and can just connect you with nature more. Like, there's so much benefits. Just try it out and let me know. And you might seem a little But who cares? Who cares? Literally, who cares? Now, guys, let's talk about that ego. I used to say kill that ego, but now, to be honest, I just say control the ego, because ego is good and bad. You just have to learn to control it. Your ego is basically your protector, so I'm gonna kind of explain between both. Your bad ego is usually the one that's insecure, you know, always thinks bad about yourself, you know, all that stuff. Your good ego basically is what drives you to success. Okay, guys, so first of all, I want y'all to know that feeling your emotions in the moment is really what you guys have to do. Like, if you feel like crying in the moment, cry. Literally cry your eyes out. But once you cry about that thing, just bawl until you can't, and then tell yourself you're never gonna give that energy back to that same thing you were crying about. Don't ever cry about that same thing ever again. That's the last time you're doing it, and that's it. Okay, so ego is good if you have it for confidence. Like, if you're confident, you're like, I have that, I'm gonna get that. Like, that is good. That helps you manifest. That's like, I'm gonna have that. I already have that. That's literally mine already. A strong ego also helps you guys. It helps you through setbacks and challenges more effectively, so you're like ready for what's next, you know. No matter what setback, no matter what happens, you are ready for it, and it will make your whole world like crumble down, you know. When your ego gets bad, like, you'll be way too arrogant, and we don't want that. You're not bigger than the program. It can happen to you, it can happen to anyone. So what makes you think you're any different, right? Like, it's fine to think, to have confidence and all of that. It really is, but arrogance is like out the picture. That is not it. It can also set you back from developing and learning new things, like having personal development. It'll keep you in the same place. So please just control that ego, guys. I'm just giving you guys a base of what to expect and what to do and what not to do. So I do want to talk about expectations. I want you guys to think about your core desires versus society's desires. I want you guys to think about your goals and how different they can be from other people. Okay, so let me tell you guys an example. Okay, so there's two ways you can go to this, and they're both right. None of them are wrong. It just depends on what you feel is right. But I want to ask you a question, and that is, when I ask you, what does success look like in your mind, what would you tell me between these two answers? I want you guys to think about your whole dreams accomplished and acquired. Like, what does that look like for you? What does success look like for you? Okay, and I'm gonna give you two options, and I want you guys to tell me. Okay, so a lot of people would love a big luxury house, a lot of luxury cars, a lot of girls or guys, you know, to choose from or whatever, and or a lot of money in your bank account. Who wouldn't want that, right, guys? Who wouldn't want that? But okay, that's the first. Okay, that's what most people would choose, guys. But before I tell you guys the second answer, I want you guys to think and say if that's what you want. Like, you want all the money, you want the big house, you want the cars, you want the girls, you want the guys. Like, I'm saying, if you really choose that and you really think about that, and if you really think about it in that way, then I would say you're really not woke, guys. You're really not woke. There's nothing wrong with that, but the way you define your answer really says a lot about you, right? In the second answer, you would say more something like, I'm gonna show you guys the difference, okay? I want a big luxury house. I want freedom, my own space where I can decide who enters, where I can have positive energy. You want a lot of luxury cars to show off? No, you just want to travel. You don't want a long list of men or women. You just want love. You just want love. So those are the differences. You could say all that, you want all that, guys, but internally what you really want is love, freedom, liberty, and just to travel and, you know, learn more, right? With that being said, Is the cars, the big house, a lot of money, all those girls, is that what you really want though? Like, that's what society, what your friends, what your family makes you think success means, you know? But being successful really means having everything you ever wanted, right? So is all those things really what you wanted, or is that what you thought you wanted because everyone else wants it, right? Because if you really want those things, then good for you, that's nothing wrong with it. But just sit back and really think, is that really what I want? Or do I want a little house near the beach where I wake up every morning with some horses and a beautiful garden? You know what I mean? Like, what do you guys really want? That's what you want to think about, because you don't want to be attracting something you really don't want, you know, working towards something and then realizing that's not what you wanted the whole time, right? Because that's why a lot of people, like, if they ever get rich or if they're really rich, they always have that feeling of they're missing something, because in reality they thought they had everything they wanted, but that's not even what they wanted. That was not their dreams. That was someone on TikTok's dream, someone on society's dreams. That wasn't your dream though, right? Okay, so reality is everyone has a different version of yourself inside of their head. They've made up this person that you are, and none of them are really you, okay? That's why a lot of relationships don't work, because they've made up a person in their side of their head, and you're obviously not that person, so there's always going to be conflict with that, right? But a lot of people, when making up your own person inside of their head, a lot of them project their own insecurities into you. See, a lot of you guys try and prove them wrong, you know, try to show them that you're not this person they made inside their own head, but that's where you're going wrong. Because why do you have the need to have validation from other people? If you know yourself and you're so sure of yourself, you wouldn't need no validation from anyone. Like, who cares what they think about you? Who cares? The only validation you guys need is from yourself and yourself only, and that's it. And I also want to say that if anyone in this world can get a reaction out of you using just words, you've lost the game. You're done. You've lost the game, and you are weak. You are literally weak, okay? Because how is one person gonna say one word and ruin your whole entire day? Especially with relationships, like, no. I think what helps a lot is staying busy, having habits, you know, even if it's just walking like for 30 minutes outside, you know, getting your steps in, doing some workouts, you know, reading a book. Just keep yourself busy, okay? It is kind of easy to say this just to say, but you know, it's kind of hard when you actually live with toxic people or like rude people, you know. That's why I recommend you guys grounding yourself, because living with that type of environment is hard. And you know, I'm not saying to not defend yourself, like, definitely defend yourself, but it gets to a point where if it's something like not important, like, you don't deserve a reaction of me, you don't deserve my energy, like, you're negative, like, leave me alone. Guys, I need to get up just to tell you guys that the universe is one big field of energy. You are just a big magnet walking around. What do you guys think you're gonna try? How do you know if the universe is speaking to you? Basically, guys, a lot of the times you guys will see angel numbers. You guys are never paying attention. You will see 111, 222, 333. You are divinely protected, you guys. These signs are just a way of the universe showing you that you're in alignment with your energy and you're on the right path, or sometimes trying to show you something, right? Our bodies are just temples, and our souls are just what's living inside of them, and we're having a human life experience, so there is more to it. I wish you guys luck on your spiritual journey, and I hope you guys have a good time in learning and growing. But thank you for watching this video. I love you guys.